Hey guys, welcome back to my podcast channel. And today my voice is a bit not okay because I'm suffering with cold. So what happened in the last 2 or 3 days? I was drinking a lot of soda. Soda here means I was drinking cold drinks. In India, you will frequently find the cold drinks like Coke, Thumbs Up that you find around the world, Fanta. So now, though I drank them, but finally now I felt like that in India it's again a winter season. Winter season is about to end, and gradually we are going towards the summer season, but still the winter is still there. We feel cold. I skipped all these mornings, started drinking cola, soda, and finally, what happened that the bad throat started sneezing, my nose blocked, and I'm not able to breathe properly. So these are these some sort of symptom that I started seeing. Even when I was sleeping, suddenly I wakes up and find out that my why my nose is blocked. So this is what I am dealing with from last 2 or 3 days. If you see my previous podcast, previous podcast, you will feel like how bad my voice was, but today is still better. The reason it got better because I done various kind of remediation for me. One of them is drinking soup. So today I'm going to dedicate my entire 10-minute podcast to soup. Okay, maybe you will feel bored, but yeah, this would be gonna very interesting topic, and I'm going to demonstrate. Not demonstrate. It's not a fresh recipe session, but yeah, it's all about from where I got encountered on soup. When was the first time I drank soup, and how I started creating it by my own, and what are the packaged soup packet that you get in the market, which makes everything very instant. Even you don't have the vegetable, or if you drink a non-veg soup, then it is again a very easier for you to get it from the market. Just boil the water, get the packet, put it entire ingredient into it, the sachet whatever it contains, just throw it out, and finally in within 3 to 4 minutes you are going to get a hot boiled lovely delicious soup. That is how it's gonna be prepared nowadays. But let me go back in the time when I first encountered about soup. So no background music. Okay, so let's start. So when I was a kid, when I watched TV, I saw that the people on the TV, not in the real life, they drink soup in the movies, in the serials. I was very much fascinated about how this drink looked like. There was some sort of Chinese show that comes at the time where there are many Chinese people who also prepare soup for their kings. So I got very fascinated about it. You know what kind of delicious liquid it is. So somehow I got from somewhere. At the time there was no options to get and search about all these things. Let's suppose if you wanted to know more about soup, either what there are 3 or 4 options that you can pick. One thing is that you can ask from some old person, or the someone from your family, or someone who is very much into the food and the cooking stuff. You can ask that how to prepare a soup. The second option would be you can read a book that is related to a cooking, and that is the best option because where you will get the number of recipes that you can replicate or use it. You can get that book based on the publication. You can get that kind of book starting from rupees 5 to 10 to at least it will go to thousands of rupees based on the recipe, easiness, and the from where you are buying that book. Now, the another option that I have also encountered about food is that during that time the newspapers also publishes the recipes. There are specific sections on which the newspaper wanted to share. I think it's a kind of an entertainment of the food section where they put all the recipes, articles where anyone can share any recipe, right? So this is another option. And the fourth one is that you can go and buy the soup, but you will not get the recipe. and you will get from out. But that options is very limited because I was talking about, I am talking about back in 2005 or 6. Now, as I told you the scenario, but slowly I got the book and I started making the recipe. At the time we also have a very limited ingredients things, but for an example, if the recipe says do this get this thing, okay, let's suppose if we don't have ingredient, let remove those things, but the whatever we have, let's suppose we have a potato, we have a chili, and we have an onion, so okay, but after that we don't have anything, for example spices. So what I will do, I will skip all these things, like cornstarch and everything, then I will make it. So for me it was the only luxury to make. So you can just get it like you are just boiling vegetables and drinking that vegetable water. That was my first encounter. So I thought at that time that if you wanted to drink a soup, so this is the best way how this was tasted. But I was completely wrong. When I started drinking soup and there were shops started, they started selling chicken soup and tomato soup. These were the very much common now after when these things started. The street food vendors started selling the soups. The less in less expensive, because I don't know how they got to know the recipe or how they started selling, why people started liking it. But in Delhi specifically, during the winter time, lot of vendor came from nowhere, from every corner, in every street you will find that there will be a guy who is selling the soup at the roadside. Either it's a chicken or a tomato. These two are very common. Now, when I tasted it first time, it was a kind of a very delicious, but far better than what I have cooked at my house. Then I realized that I was missing something, and I found out that this is not something. Then I started it. I started liking it. I started drinking, and finally, uh, after that, the vendors started selling it at the roadside. People started liking it. It started it started becoming a very common thing around Delhi. And but again, the problem remains the same. If you wanted to cook it or make it at your home, you will not get the similar kind of taste. So later, there are companies came into the picture like Noor. What they did was they started preparing the ingredient and the package. At that time, now what you have to do is, instead of waiting for the all the things, what you can do easily, you can just uh, uh, cut the packet, cut the sachet, and just make it empty to the water, boiling water, and you will get it done. The taste is not that much better than the that you get from the roadside stall, but it is way similar to that. So it will come in between what you generally cook to what generally we get in between. You will, let's suppose if you wanted to make a soup, you can buy this option. So this is something started becoming very popular, but it's again unable to match the taste of the what we get from the roadside street food vendors. So that was my entire journey. The reason that why people like soup in Delhi and why I picked this topic, because whenever you feel cold, sneezing during the winter time specifically, the more common option for you that drink soup, and it's gonna help you to make you feel warmth, and it will help you to clear your throat, or give you the heat to give the heat to your body. This is something you're gonna get. So having said that, I'm closing this entire video. I hope that you're gonna like this one. Bye bye, take care. Well, if you have any suggestion, anything related to video or topic, you can write down on comment. If you don't have any suggestions, solutions, okay, fine. But if you wanted to improve your communication skills, I think this is one of the best way that I've found. I have already improved my communication skills with the help of this podcast, you can also do same for yourself.